happened exactly as the title of the video says. Don't say Cyberpunk was a comeback. I remember SkillUp said that in one of his discussion videos that had the completionists in it too, and he said it, alongside No Man's Sky, it was a comeback. No, it was not. Maybe the people that were blindsided by the goddamn anime, and if frickin' Angry Joe is saying dumbass stuff about the anime that's perturbed to either trying to debate that it doesn't matter whether the anime is good or not, that means the game is good. No, he's a dumbass. Don't listen to that if he has said that. I don't know what he said because I'm not watching his goddamn stupid ass videos. But the anime is alright. It's the same thing. You shouldn't say, like, take for example, what if Bonkers, not Bonkers, that is the show, Bubsy is what I'm thinking of. What if Bubsy had a good animated show, but you knew the game was garbage? Would you fricking think the game was good just because the show is good? No, frick off. Or look at the Donkey Kong Country show. You got a good game, good games. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2. 3 is okay. No, I think it's pretty good. But an awful show with really terrible CGI, ridiculous song segments, and all that crap. So no, like, what the hell? Both the Arcane show and the Tekken show at the time were way better. Anyway, and Cyberpunk was okay. I will say it's probably better than the Dogma and the Dota show. Also, the Dragon Age show was kind of underwhelming, honestly, too. But otherwise, it's not as fantastic as people would say. If I had to rank them, first place is the oh man, if I had to rank like from the merchandise, because apparently Cyberpunk has so much merchandise, even action figures, like what? I would rank probably the merchandise number 1, just because, like, I guess you would say it's cool to own some of those characters. It's just sad that those characters kind of suck. But actually, no, that would be number 3. The merchandise is number 3. The anime is number 1. Number 2 is the comic books. Then the merchandise, such as toys, statues, other crap. And then not even the bronze medal, frickin' the game. But don't say that it is freaking good before the DLC and the new patch, which I'm going to get talking to that in a separate video. But it would be stupid to say that. And there are still problems to persist probably after that patch and DLC, unless that patch and DLC ironically break the game further, which would be hilarious. But I will look. I hope it is good, because then that means. But don't forgive it because of this. This is how the game should have come out. We shouldn't give games like Fallout 76 and Sea of Thieves a whole lot of credit. No Man's Sky I can kind of see after watching Internet Historian and him going over some of the stuff that went on behind the scenes. But other than that, we should not congratulate or defend these big business, these corporate entities that give us half-baked or barely even baked food. You want that food fully prepared, and then they come out swinging and saying, like, it's your fault the game's bad, or something stupid like oh, the game wasn't that bad as people made it out to be. Like, once they start doing stuff like that too, it's really dumb. No. And they basically admit that they had a bunch of problems with, ironically, with all the notes, both the patch notes and what they're bringing, both to the DLC and the main game. But there's still things that are not going to be fixed, obviously. I bet the NPCs are still going to be stupid, and as well as store owners, there's still going to be the same weapons and armor in the main game, so it's just going to be still lack of variety there, as well as enemy variety and stuff. They didn't really talk much about the AI of both the NPCs and the enemy NPCs, like the civilian NPCs and stuff, or the store NPCs. And it's not nearly interactive or on the level of other games. Even The Witcher here has more going for it. Like, if you steal from people, they get freaking upset. They'll sometimes even fight you over when you steal something. If you do something like that in Cyberpunk, there's really no repercussions of your actions. It's just not believable with its NPCs and its world. It feels very gamey. And of course, the story being as flawed as it is, with its RPG elements, if you can even call them that, because it's bare bones and lackluster there anyways, of choices in the dialogue, as well as being able to play your own role, since the skill tree stuff sucked, and now they're proving that sucked because they're revamping it and fixing it. The fact that they even have to. I got a quest here. Maybe I'll take this quest. But like, you shouldn't congratulate them when that game should have come out fully baked. We get games like Baldur's Gate 3, the Zelda games, freaking anything from Soft, and we're supposed to congratulate and give attention to games like Cyberpunk and Fallout 76. Like, no, those games should have come out good in the first place. They should have spent more time. And it will be ironic if if this patch, as well as the DLC, ironically breaks it further. And I mean, they still gave up stuff like the co-op. They took back some of the promises and stuff they made, and there's still promises that they made that are still not probably going to be in the game. Are there still going to be flying cars still, other than bots? Like, you have to think about the console versions too, even though you probably don't care. You should care. You shouldn't be an uncaring asshole. Whether you like it or not. It's all you're going to be remembered for then, if that's the direction you ought to take it. But when it comes to it, like, you shouldn't be giving this game credit before, like, it's actually been fixed and such. And I've heard a lot of people. I even remember my friend having 2 or 3 people in somebody's chat trying to say that the game was good now, and guess what everybody else did towards them? They were like, no, that thing is dog crap. Everybody was like, nope. More the people outweighed the dumbasses trying to defend it. And I'm glad stuff like Baldur's Gate and such exists, because it's I wonder if this release of that DLC is even going to get many players to play anyways. It's kind of past its prime in time. Like, how long has that game come out ago? Like, a couple of years ago? Like, yeah, I don't know if as many people are going to pay attention. If it does come out a good game, then that's good. And we finally freaking got what we wanted, but it shouldn't have freaking taken that long from when you released it. You should have taken more time in the goddamn oven baking it, and then release it probably this year, where you are saying it's going to be fine and all those things are going to be revamped. This should have been a release time for your game. We're just glad at least that we're getting DLC, whether it's good or well written. Even the endings, like, aren't going to be fixed. Those endings suck. And even though you got the beginning with, like, Street Kid and Corporate and all that crap, like, you barely roleplay with those anyways, so they just kind of go away. And they do stuff like now they're doing finally there's car chases in real time. Wonder how the AI is going to react around that. They might mess that up terribly. Or they might try to find some loophole way around it, like making cars just completely disappear off the road or whatever, so that type of action can persist. They'll probably find a way. But don't say that it was good before. That would be stupid. I'll see you guys next time. I got this quest to do. This is part of the main quest line. I just started playing Witcher 3. On this console, I have beaten this game on my Xbox. I've just got it for my PlayStation, so I'm gonna play and beat it for my PlayStation. I'll probably do some footage sometime for later videos. Um, I don't know if I want to play Cyberpunk at all on this console. It says still recommended for PS4 Pro or PS5. I do have a Pro, but I don't trust that game even with the later update. I wonder if it's even going to work that well with the update on the consoles. It might not, and people might not attract attention to it. Please do if it is. Attract attention to how garbage it is, if it still is. I'll be testing it out on Xbox. I will be playing it. Maybe I'll stream it for Twitch, let you know what times, but otherwise, I don't care. I didn't find anything interesting about the story. The characters were unlikable jackasses. And there's still things that even they forgot they didn't mention during their update DLC thing at Gamescom that still feel like they might persist to be problems. Like the AIs, the lack of variety in things like clothing, armor, and so on, or weapons or whatever. How is the enemy variety going to work, even though you're fixing the police? Because the enemies kind of suck. Yeah, a lot of things suck. So we'll have to see how that all plays out, as well as, of course, the dumbass story and characters aren't going to be fixed, and that lackluster dialogue system. See you next time.